Langston Hughes, poet, writer, activist, with mother to son. Hughes was born on February 1st, 1902, in Joplin, Missouri. Soon after Hughes was born, his parents got divorced. His father moved to Mexico and his mother stayed in the States. However, his grandmother, Mary, had to raise him. Eventually, when Hughes got old enough, he moved back with his mother in Cleveland, Ohio, where he attended high school and learned from his teachers about local issues involving segregation and other issues of racism. He also learned about famous poets, mainly Carl Sandburg and Walt Whitman. Hughes wrote his first praised poem in 1920 called The Negro Speaks. Hughes eventually attended Columbia University and later won an award for his poem The Weary Blues. Hughes died in 1967 from complications with prostate cancer. Hughes will be remembered for his great influence during the Harlem Renaissance. Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. This poem is a narration between a mother and her son, where the mother tries to describe to her son the difficulty that life brings. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been a climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back, don't you set down on those steps, 'cause you finds it kinda harder. Don't you fall now, for I's still going, honey. I's still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. The first section of the poem, lines 1 through 9, the mother describes to her son how difficult life can be. Life's not just some easy trip full of people helping you out and giving you money. It's full of tacks, splinters, boards that have been torn up, and a bare floor. I believe what Hughes is trying to represent here is the hardships of life. The second section of the poem, lines 10 to 15, talks about persistence and perseverance. There will be times whenever you reach a goal and you turn a corner in life, you realize something that someone has told you through wisdom and experience, and sometimes there might even be darkness in your life, something difficult, and you don't know what you're going through. The final section of the poem, lines 16 to 22, the mother keeps telling the son, don't turn back, don't sit down. She tells him if he sits down, it'll make it even harder to get back up. The mother tells him she's even still climbing, and life hasn't been any crystal stair, but keep going. She reminds him how difficult it is, but she tells him to keep going. Langston Hughes. He will be remembered for his great writing influence and his joy in time of hardship.